How y'all doing? This is Preacher Man on being this another episode of Retro TV 91, and this time I'm reviewing Gotham Season 3, Episode 4. What happens on this week's episode, the Mad Hatter is trying to get to Alice. And we find out that Jim's still under his trance, because Jim is about to walk down the crossing walk, and he starts hearing this ticking, and then he gets in a trance again and steps out in front of the truck, and the guy pulls him out, and he comes back too. So Jim goes to Detective Barnes and asks if he can just see Alice and talk to Alice. And at first, Captain Barnes doesn't want him doing this, and he finally lets Jim talk to Alice. And when Jim is talking to Alice, Jim tells her that he's under her brother's control and he can't stop it. And Alice tells him that the Mad Hatter takes your deepest, darkest fears and anger and uses that against you and makes you do whatever he wants. And this is what's happening with Jim. So Jim is under suicide watch, and his ex-girlfriend, Lee Thompson, has him handcuffed to the chair. And while this is all happening, the Mad Hatter recruits this wrestling group of brothers, and he hypnotizes them. And he has them go to the Gotham PD and start attacking police officers. And two of these brothers get killed during this attack, and the Mad Hatter winds up getting Alice and runs off. Well, while after that happens, Bullock is talking to one of the brothers that was captured, and Bullock was telling him how he's a wrestling fan and how he knows if the luchador isn't buried with his mask, it's a sign of disrespect. So Bullock holds up this guy's brother's two masks, and he's about to burn them, and he tells them to tell him where they are or he'll burn them. And the brother tells him where Mad Hatter and his brothers are. So Bullock and Jim go to the amusement park where the Mad Hatter's held up, and the Mad Hatter is getting samples of Alice's blood, because if you remember, Alice's blood can make people turn into monsters. And then Bullock and Jim Gordon come in, and there's a big fight, and at the end of it, Alice accidentally falls onto a pipe and dies. And Jim breaks the Mad Hatter's control over him, and then the Mad Hatter gets away somehow, I can't remember how. But at the end of the episode, Captain Barnes is walking under the pipe and gets some of Alice's blood on him, and it affects him somehow. It doesn't show how it affects him, but it does affect him. And what else is happening? Penguin wins the election, and he was going to win it because he had Butch pay off the election people, and then they remember the Riddler got all the money back, and Penguin still won. And Penguin made Edward Nima his chief of staff, and that's all that happened with Penguin. Now, what's happening with Bruce? They track down the doppelganger, and the doppelganger has been hanging out with Selena, and he gets a kiss from her, and then she finds out that it ain't him, and then he goes off, and at the end of the episode, the Court Owls pick the doppelganger of Bruce up, and that's all that really happened. My question for y'all is, what do y'all think the plans the Court of Owls has for Bruce's doppelganger? As always, the Preacher Man on be signing out. Guys, good, he's awesome. This has been another episode of Retro TV 91. See y'all next time.